Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Chainlink is still exploding to the upside towards this massive bullish price target, while Ethereum is still playing out this bearish divergence in the short term, while the price of XRP is now attempting a breakout from this short-term pattern, while Solana is still trending in the bearish direction in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and so much more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, taking a look at the weekly Ethereum chart, and right now the price of ETH is still in a bull market, so getting straight into the 3-day time frame, and right now we're still running into this major point of resistance, which if we're taking a look at the daily time frame is an area of resistance sitting in between around 3.9k to 4.1k. So as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel, expect the price to struggle in that price range right there, because that is currently and previously has been acting as major resistance. And now if we end up seeing another decent sized rejection from this resistance, in that case we have significant support in this price range sitting in between around 34.30 to 35.60, currently acting as major support, which was previous resistance. And we could also find some short-term support at close to 3.8k approximately. And so essentially right now the price of ETH is essentially in a sideways price range, chopping around between this support and resistance, at least in the shorter term. But once again, when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, we're currently within a much larger bullish market. And once we can finally break out beyond this area of resistance, so ideally seeing a weekly candle close above around 4.1k, then in that case, the next major price target is basically the all-time high at around 4.7k to 4.9k, because that is where we'll likely find a lot of resistance. So basically just underneath $5,000. But once again, we cannot ignore the fact that between the current price and that all-time high level, there's still this resistance to pay attention to, going up towards around 4.1k. And on top of that, if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart right now, technically speaking, this bearish divergence is still currently active, with higher highs still confirmed in the price and lower highs still confirmed in the daily Ethereum RSI. And so this basically just tells us that we're slowing down a little bit in the short term, losing some bullish momentum during the larger bull market. And so oftentimes a bearish divergence plays out in the form of either a short-term pullback or simply just some choppy sideways price action, especially if we have a major area of support like this one right here. Usually we bounce from support, as we have done recently, causing some choppy sideways price action, basically a sideways consolidation. And so that is the current situation in the shorter term and the longer term. So not a lot has changed for Ethereum over the last one day. And if we're taking a look at Chainlink on the weekly time frame, right now Chainlink is just about running into this Fibonacci level of resistance, which is sitting at approximately $31 to $32. And we also should expect some resistance based on these previous highs back here, sitting at close to $34. So really in between around $30 to $34, we do have a major area of resistance right there on the price chart. But once we can see a confirmed breakout, ideally with a weekly candle close above $34, then in that case, the next major price target is basically the all-time high at around $53. And we would also likely find some resistance at around $50 due to that being a major psychological level. And so the points to possibly add to some sort of long position, let's just say if you're wanting to long this move to the upside, the points to potentially add to a long position, not financial advice, would be either once we confirm a breakout above this resistance, we could potentially long this move right here from, let's just say, $34 to around $50. Or for example, if we do not succeed on the breakout on the first attempt and instead we see a rejection on the first attempt, come back down and then let's just say bounce somewhere near the golden pocket and then break out on the second attempt, obviously some sort of retest like this would be an entry point for a potential long position. And so essentially right now where the price is currently sitting at, just underneath a major point of resistance, I would not necessarily enter into a new long position right now. And instead, of course, my trading strategy, which I have been sharing here on the channel, is to trade this bullish move to the upside in a much larger swing trade. So essentially a long position that I would hold over weeks, if not months. And obviously I've been sharing this trading opportunity for the price of Chainlink since before we saw this breakout right here. Since much lower prices, I've been sharing this massive bullish pattern, preparing you for a major bullish breakout, which is already now starting to play out. And in case you're new to the channel, the bullish price target for this pattern right here, this massive cup and handle pattern on the weekly Chainlink chart, the bullish price target is sitting at approximately $90 per Chainlink. And so obviously, even from where we are sitting right now, that is still a major opportunity ahead of us. But once again, even though we have a price target at around $90 based on this pattern, we cannot ignore resistance. So like I said earlier, I would not necessarily enter into a massive new trade right here, massive new long position, due to the fact that we're running into this point of resistance. So if you missed this breakout right here to enter the trade, I would not necessarily enter into it right now. I'd first wait to see what happens at this resistance. Either we confirm the breakout or see some sort of rejection. And then after we see that confirmation, then I'll potentially use that as an entry point. Because just for example, let's just say if you were to enter a massive long position, a high leverage long position right now at the current Chainlink price, of course, there is a somewhat decent chance that we could see a rejection from this resistance, in which case, obviously, that would be bad news for a high leverage long position. And so ultimately, you ideally want to either wait until we first see that rejection and then enter at a lower price, for example, at a major point of support, like let's just say $21 to $23. And of course, I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying that is a short-term risk if we do not break out on the first attempt. But of course, if we do end up breaking out on the first attempt here and we simply just confirm a breakout above around $34, then we can simply just go ahead and potentially add to a long position or enter into a long position here to trade that move from, let's just say, $34 to $35 up towards around $50 as the next major price target. And personally, when it comes to my Chainlink trade right here, my trading strategy, around certain points of resistance along the way up, I do like to take some profits out of a long position. Then obviously, if we see better entry prices, like for example, a rejection from this resistance, I'd potentially add to a long position. And with this being a swing trade, like I said earlier, I'd potentially look to trade this move over weeks, if not months. And then as the trade moves further into profits, I'll just slowly move my stop loss further and further into profits to essentially secure profits even in the worst case scenario. And in case you're wondering, I'm taking that Chainlink trade right there over on my B2Next account. So I'll make sure to leave a link to B2Next below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link below this video, it'll take you to this page right here, which is an exclusive deposit bonus, which you can only claim on B2Next if you use the link below this video to make your B2Next account. And so if you simply just make your B2Next account using that link below this video, you can deposit $100 worth of crypto and get a $20 bonus once you start trading. Or if you do the same but with a $500 deposit, you get $100 in bonus, or just 1,000 USDT deposit and then start trading and you get a $200 bonus on your account. But once again, this is only available if you actually use the link below this video to make your B2Next account. And by the way, B2Next is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from basically any country in the world without needing any KYC. But for whatever reason, if you don't want B2Next, there is also Bybit, which is another crypto exchange I also trade on. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, you can get a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that is only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. But with that being said, zooming into the short term for Chainlink, and right now the price of Chainlink is just about to possibly invalidate this short-term bearish divergence, but at least as of right now, at the time of recording this video, this short-term bearish divergence is still currently active. Because for now, once again, as of recording this video, we've not yet seen a breakout in the price above this previous high, and we've not yet seen a breakout in the RSI above these previous highs. And so ultimately, that is what we'll need to see in order to invalidate this bearish divergence. So for now, once again, it's technically still active. And even if we do make a slight little higher high in the price while the RSI is still sitting in lower highs, we could potentially just reconfirm a new bearish divergence in that situation. So ideally, in order to flip much more bullish again in the short term here, we need to basically see a breakout in the RSI above these previous highs at the same time as breaking out above these major points of resistance. And so that's why I was talking about just earlier. There's a little bit of short-term risk we have to be aware of when it comes to Chainlink. Once again, the longer term is still looking very, very bullish here on the larger time frames, but right now we are running into some significant resistance at close to $30, give or take, and of course seeing a short-term bearish divergence, basically telling us that we're losing some bullish momentum here in the short term. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the weekly time frame, and right now XRP is still technically within a larger bull market. If we're looking at this larger price structure, for now we've not confirmed any lower highs or lower lows on these larger time frames. So ultimately things are still looking bullish, but of course we still have major resistance at very close to $3. So essentially around $2.90 to $3. That's the major area of resistance to pay attention to. And as for support, we have previous significant resistance now acting as new support at approximately $2 and just underneath $2. So right around $2 once again major support, and right around $3 major resistance. And if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour time frame, obviously over the last couple of weeks or so, 1 to 2 weeks here, we've been on a short-term pullback, a short-term bearish trend during the larger bull market. And of course, if you've been watching my videos for the last month or so, you'll know that I longed this massive bullish move in the price of XRP right here. And then I closed out of those long positions right here. I literally shared that on this channel when the price was back here. But right now, I'll be watching XRP very closely for possibly a new long position. But I want to make it clear right now, as of recording this video, I am personally not entering into a long position just right now. But I will keep a close eye on XRP because I might do that very soon. Because obviously, as we can see right here on the 4-hour time frame, we're attempting a little breakout here. And technically speaking, this has been confirmed with a couple of candle closes on the 4-hour time frame. But as of right now, it's not really a lot of confirmation because for now, we don't really have a lot of follow through. There's not really a lot of momentum in the short term. And also, we haven't really broken out above any of these previous major points of resistance, at least in the short term. And so, as I said a couple of days ago when I shared this pattern right here, which is a possible bull flag pattern, bullish flag pattern, as I shared a couple of days ago, ideally we need to not only see a breakout above this line of resistance, which is sitting at around $2.40 give or take, but ideally we also need to see a breakout above this high right here, which is also acting as resistance, sitting at around $2.62 approximately. And then of course we still have strong resistance at around $2.90 to $3. And so in order for me to start entering into a new long position right here, first of all, I'd want to see a bounce very soon from this previous line of resistance to flip it into new support, which is once again sitting at approximately $2.40 give or take. If we can now hold that as support, that would be the first good signal to watch out for. And then if we can break out above around $2.62 and ideally flip that into support, once we start seeing price structure like that starting to form, then in that case, I'd potentially look at a long position, look at opening a new long position for XRP. But right now, all XRP needs to do to actually invalidate this breakout is simply just confirm a candle close back below this line right here, once again at around $2.40. So if we break back below that line, and especially if we break below these lows right here at around $2.29, then in that case, that would be another short-term bearish signal, likely pointing towards a drop down towards this level of support at around $1.90. But once again, we have a lot of support at close to $2 as well. And so just to sum it up in the shorter term here, on the smaller time frames, we have a possible sign of a reversal here in the short term, but not a lot of confirmation, not a lot of confidence in this bullish breakout right here until we start seeing some of those other confirmation signals. And now if this ends up playing out like a successful bullish flag pattern with an actual bullish price target for this pattern, if we're measuring out that price target properly, which last time I actually overestimated this price target, but if we're measuring out this price target for this bull flag pattern, it's sitting at around $3.84 approximately. So from where we are right now to $3.84, that's around a 58% move, nearly a 60% move towards the upside. And so once again, for as long as we can bounce from this level right here and hold above this level at around $2.40 and ideally break out above some of these previous highs right here, then in that case, next I'll be targeting that major price target right there once again. But of course, we cannot ignore other points of resistance that's between the current price and that price target. But with that being said, if we're taking a look at Solana on the 3-day time frame, right now the price of Solana is still in that short-term pullback during a larger bullish trend. Technically speaking, we're still seeing higher lows and higher highs on the price chart, which is bullish price structure on the larger time frames. But of course, in the short term, we're looking more bearish, as I'll talk about in just a moment. But we could start flipping more bearish on these slightly larger timeframes here if we break below this level on the price chart sitting at approximately 210, but we really have an area of support in between 200 to 210. So if we break below basically $200, that would be bad news in the short to midterm, talking about potentially weeks, maybe even 1 or 2 months, because in that situation, we'll be breaking back into this range on the price chart. Obviously, over the last month or so, we broke out of that massive range right here into new price structure on the price chart, a new area on the price chart. And so if we now lose that level right here, break back below 200, that would be bad news. Once again, that would show a bearish price structure coming back into a previous range on the chart. And so in that situation, the next immediate support to the downside below 200 would be sitting at around 180 to 185. And as of right now, the next major price target in this larger bull market right here is still sitting at around $313. But of course, between now and then, we have a lot of short-term resistance. So first of all, we have strong resistance at 260. We also have strong resistance at 246 approximately. And we also have short-term resistance right here at around $232. And as for short-term support, as of recording this video, we're running into this level, which could act as a bit of support right here, sitting at around 221 to 222. But if we break back below around 221 once again, then in that case, the next short-term support is at around $205. So basically that area that I just mentioned earlier, in between 200 to 210. And if we're looking at the short-term again on this 8-hour time frame, technically speaking, Solana is in a short-term bearish trend, forming lower highs and lower lows on the slightly smaller timeframes here. And so I'd only even start to think about flipping bullish again on Solana in the short term once we first at least see a breakout above this line on the price chart, which is currently sitting at around $231. But ideally, if we can break out back above around 246, that will be the point where I'd flip much more bullish again on Solana here in the short term. But until then, once again, the short term is simply bearish in terms of the trend and momentum during a longer term bullish trend, which could possibly flip a little bit more bearish if we lose that $200 level. But if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, once again, check out those links down below this video to those exchanges if you want to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.